Friends, welcome back to GM Philosophy in the Morning. Today we're doing something very special. We are reviewing 3 homemade maps that won contests in the GM Philosophy Discord. You're not going to miss this. Let's dive in and review some maps. Good morning, friends. I am the GM Philosopher. On this channel, we are all about helping game masters to run games that are more awesome, more fun for themselves and for their players. I have a Discord called the GM Philosophy Discord. Link is in the description if you would like to jump in there and join us. But we run contests in there. Every month, I think we run 2 contests at this point is what's going on. And this last month, we ran a map making contest. Now, there were 2 different categories. There was hand-drawn maps, and there was digitally assisted, basically map making tool assisted map creating contest. And guess what? We had actually 3 winners. 2 people tied the hand-drawn map contest. We had a winner for the digitally assisted maps. These homemade maps are amazing. And as part of the members winning the contests, I review them here on the channel. I always review the contest winners for these contests because they're just awesome. And I love to look at them. And listen, if you want to gain access to these and other awesome homebrew things that have been submitted for contests, they're all in the GM Philosophy archive. Anyone can grab them, run them in the games, but you do have to join the Discord to grab those things. So make sure you jump into the Discord so you do not miss some of these awesome handmade, digitally assisted, homemade, homebrewed maps. These are amazing. Let's dive in. And first, we're going to look at the digitally assisted map. This is called Rock. It was created by Mike, I believe is how the name is pronounced, M-Y-K. But anyway, let's dive in and take a look at this map. So this first map is called Rock. And I'm going to, so there's a lot to look at here. When we zoom in, we get a lot of detail. So let's start in the Southlands down here. As you can see, there's a lot of detail. There are the Soul Sands, Temple of Stone, Slave Pit Base Camp, Grand Bazaar, the Trench, Towers of Device, Southern Rift, the Lost Temple, Hammerhead Bay, that's metal, the Serpentine Coast, Jaded Isle. There's so much detail here. Lich Island, that doesn't sound ominous. Siren's Graveyard. Okay. Shade Port, Gnask Colony. Look at how detailed this is. Like, there's so much going on in just this little section. There's a Crescent Lake. There was a lot of work put into this. The Jackal Plain, Soul Mountains. That's actually really cool. It reminds me of Soul Ring from Magic the Gathering. Forge Peak, Taco Strait, the Reptilia Island. There's so much. Look, there's a dragon right there. It's like a volcano. Mike, I am pretty sure that's how the name is pronounced. We haven't actually spoken. I've only seen the name written down, but this must be like, there must be so much time invested in this. The Floating Isles, Gypsy Falls, Black Ridge. And that's just over here. It's like a dark area. It's like a church right here. Trivia, Griftwood, Port Roxia, Cutter Bay. Look, there's a lighthouse or a tower. It looks like a tower of Sauron, kind of. Hangman's Cliffs. That sounds like a pirate thing, if I've ever heard a pirate thing. All right, let's take a look over here. We got River Bend. It's like a little village. Emerald Valley, Meso Grove, Forge Peak. What is this? Tower Lake. It's like a little beautiful island with little like blue sprites is what that looks like. Meso Grove. Is there a distance measurer here? Yeah, there is. Okay, so 25 miles. Okay, so actually this land isn't like, so the Soul Sands are not thousands of miles across. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that's like 125 miles. So this place, there's a lot here, but it's not like massive. So in other words, this island is like not quite 25 miles across, probably 25 miles in length. Got the Centurion Flats, the Jackal Plains, Talon, the Badlands. Okay. Avondale. So this looks very European up here. Sylvalin, the Forests of the Ancients, Vale Woods. See, I almost feel like these seem almost like we've got Trivia over here, Griftwood. These places seem. I'm wondering if this was created like as the player characters played through it, or I'm wondering if this was created before the game started, because this has the look to me of a map that has been fleshed out as the players played and as places were brainstormed, because it's got so much like seemingly just really like creative, spontaneous detail, the kind of detail I would expect to see in a map that was kind of generated as the players played. Hello, I'm the GM Philosopher. I wanted to take a quick break from today's program to just thank you so much for watching the channel. As the founder of the channel, I am eternally grateful and appreciative of everyone who clicks on the videos, watches them, and enjoys our favorite hobby together with us. With that being said, I do have something I want to give you. This is an ebook I created called The Ultimate Plot Randomizer. It allows you to roll random plot arcs on the fly using 4 awesome D100 tables. Roll on the hook table, the complication table, the climax table, and even on the wild and wacky table to come up with plot arcs that your characters would never see coming. If your player characters are anything like mine, sometimes they do wild and unexpected stuff that leaves you wondering, what the heck am I going to do about this? And this ebook was designed to handle specifically those types of situations. You can grab it by clicking on the link in the description, sign up for my email list, and within about 15 minutes, you'll get that first email, which will contain a download link to your free ebook. Plus, this will sign you up for the GM Philosophy mailing list to keep you updated about news, special events, and other awesome stuff that we send out in our email list on a weekly basis. Grab that, print it out, throw it in your toolkit, boom, you'll never go without another plot arc ever again. All right, now let's get back to the video. We've got Stillgrade, Haven Isles. Look at this, wall. There's like a wall here. Halfling Hills, Navarre, Lake Imperial. So Navarre, that must be like the capital city. So it's in the middle and it's got red letters. Tanglewood. That doesn't sound like a place I'd want to go with my character. Forests of the Ancients. We talked about that. Okay, now here we go. Now we're coming to the scary stuff. There's like a Temple of the Devil here. It's like scary. There's a dragon. There's like a little, like a evil samurai fortress. The Barons. Ooh, sounds ominous. Calderon. Must be a big, like, notable volcano. Devil's Pit. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go there. Forest of the Gods. Okay, that must be like a druid type thing. I could say, look at this mine. Look at the detail here. Bellows Gorge. That sounds like a dwarven thing, if I've ever heard one. Emperor's Lake. Cold Hammer Mines, another dwarven thing. I'm telling you, the dwarves live in the mountains. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at the Frost Dragon. It's like a frost cave. There's a little frost lighthouse. Probably some elves live up there. The Frozen Citadel. Nordun Worm's Fault. Northern Rift. There's so much detail. Winterfowl. There is so incredibly... What is way up here? It's like a lighthouse out here. What an incredible amount of detail. So Rock, submitted by Mike, definitely gets 2 massive thumbs up from me. This is an incredible map with so much incredible detail. It is actually high-key amazing. The only thing I might change about this map, if I were just given the magic wand to change anything, is I would change the distance marker from that distance being 25 miles. So I think I would probably change it to like maybe 50 or 100 miles, just because there's so much detail in this map. But I feel like that makes the landmass kind of small and compact. And especially since we have that desert in the south, and then the the Arctic in the north, it makes me kind of feel like there would be more there wouldn't be so much variation if the land mass were not a lot bigger. With that being said, I don't know what the world state is. Mike's world state might be such that there just is that variation as a natural recourse of the world. So take that with just a grain of salt, because that would also possibly mean you'd have to redraw a bunch of things, and I wouldn't bother with it. I would rather leave it exactly like it is than have to redo anything, because I really like it and it's awesome. And I really like the actually my favorite part is the evil looking part, like the dark part over here, the barrens, like that where it has the big volcano and the weird like devil castle looking thing. Is really scary. I think it's so well done. Mike, great job. Two massive thumbs up. I have just nothing but good things to say about this. I would totally play in this world. High key. Totally would play in this world. Next, we have Umbremor by the Crimson Lord. Now, we're moving now to the hand-drawn maps. These maps were completely hand-drawn, literally on paper, without the use of like map-making tools. This makes them different and unique in the sense that they're really not digitally retouched. As far as I know, these were all hand drawn. And so it's a different kind of thing. It's a different kind of art. And I'm excited to dive into those. So the first one is Umbremor by the Crimson Lord. Let's take a look. Now we have two different versions of this we're going to look at. One of them is the PDF version that was submitted with a little bit of lore here, and then the other is more of a high def, like an image version. So we're going to just check out this lore real quick. Umbremor, created and drawn by the Crimson Lord. Times of light and peace are long gone. As the Kael'thir's flame withers and dies, the treacherous Immorturi emerge from their lifelong exile to take the world's fate in their hands. You are but one of the many souls sheltering in the last bastions of civilization. Will you fight to light hope once more, or will you yield to the cold embrace of darkness? All right, Crimson Lord, so far so good. The lore is pretty metal, not gonna lie. Love it. And I love that you added that lore, because that gives me a little bit of like inspiration, thinking, what? Now that makes me more interested in the map. So let's take a really close look at the actually higher definition image of this drawn map. Now, my YouTube name might be the GM Philosopher, but I am not a map making philosopher. Map making is not my strong point, but this, for being a hand-drawn map, has so much detail. Look at the mountain ranges, and then the coastlines, and then we have the names of these. See, look, there's like a volcano down here. Look at that. Look at the detail of the volcano. And I love how it has like the torn map edge effects. There's mountains here. Syrah. Kaelanor. Oops. There's the Iron Spires. Tyrannus. There's a little island over here. Kind of reminds me of like Japan. Theros. Ilyax. There's the map symbol up here. Heracon. You know, I think that when it comes to hand-drawn maps, a lot of people overthink things, right? So this map, this looks like something that would have actually been drawn by a cartographer. This is just what I think. I'm not a professional cartographer. This is what I'm thinking as I'm looking at this. This is the kind of thing that you would expect to receive drawn by a cartographer who is out in the field with like a cartographer's kit, right? You know, there's no satellite images of the land masses. There's no, you know, various data points to put things together. You have to use your navigational tools and you have to plot a map. And I think a lot of people kind of like expect these high resolution maps. Like we see these ultra detailed maps and they're awesome. I love ultra detailed maps. But one thing that strikes me as cool about hand-drawn maps is that they're actually hand-drawn, and a real map in a fantasy setting would be hand-drawn completely. There would be no computer graphics. There would be no ultra, like fine, like, you know, high definition detail. It would be a map, and the purpose of the map is to get from place to place, to understand how the land masses are laid out, to understand how one mountain range relates to the coast, and et cetera, right? So to me, this is really awesome because when you show this to your players, you're showing them something that's going to be probably a very accurate representation of what their players, their characters would see in game. That is why I think hand drawn maps are so cool. And that's why I don't think there should be a lot of pressure on people who draw maps to go all the way to the point of making these ultra high definition computer generated kind of like, super almost like video game maps. Not that I have anything against that. If you are good at that, that is totally fine. But what I'm saying is this is incredible. And even if you do half as good, even if you only do a tenth as good as this, it's still plenty good for your D&D game. I really think people put too much pressure on themselves with maps. I think they overthink with maps, and I think they think that they're expected to deliver this like video game-esque map, like a massive 8-foot by 10-foot printout of Skyrim that's like ultra detailed. But the truth is, this is a lot more realistic, like in the sense that we're shown the land masses and the major points of architecture. We're shown enough that a captain with sufficient knowledge of the area and maybe some journal notes to guide him could sail around these continents, right? There are not like sailor's notes on this map, so this isn't like a nautical notes version. This is like a geographic land layout version, right? Anyway, Shabayim. So yeah, Umbremor by the Crimson Lord. High key good. 2 thumbs up. Excellent work. I love hand-drawn maps so much. I love the detail in your map. I also loved the simplicity of it, the cleanness of it, and the details that were brought in just with the hand-drawn like coastlines, the volcano, the simplicity in the layout of the city names or location names. I loved it. Super awesome. Would totally be proud as heck to have a map that awesome for my campaign. Well done, well done. And that is going to lead us to our final map, which is the second hand-drawn map that basically tied first place in the hand-drawn map contest, and that is Angil Terra by Navarre. So let's dive into that one. All right, so this map is crazy. It is black and white. It is hand-drawn. Look at this. This is a picture of the map. There are literally rocks holding down the paper it's drawn on. When I first looked at this, I had a hard time believing that this was a hand-drawn map. I don't even know where to start. Let's take a look down here. Look at all of the details. Look at all of the trees and the boulders. Aquain, Terra. These are like castles. It's so easy to see what this is. Shouting Gale. Look how that you can see there's thick forest here, but then it's like grassland here. Look at these pyramids. This is the South Sephironi, Sephirona, Lesnon. Look at the coastlines, the incredible sharp detail in the drawing. When I saw this I was like, wait a minute, no, that's computer generated. It's not. It's hand drawn. Look how much detail there is in the coastline, like double edged. Look at this compass. It's got a rose in the middle. Dracone Isles. It's got like I think that's a volcano. There's a lot of pyramids in this map, which I love. High key, I've never been to Egypt, but I want to go to Egypt so bad. I want to go. I want to see the Sahara Desert. I think it's some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in like images and videos. I've watched so many videos of people like going to the Sahara Desert and stuff, and going to the pyramids. Look at Equithere. So you can see how this almost looks like forest. I think these are trees, or they might be crops, but I think they're trees. So this might be kind of like almost like a pyramids in the jungle, like an Aztec type thing. Then we have pyramids like in the desert, which is like an Egypt type thing, maybe. It's literally a rock holding on the paper this was drawn on. If I were Navarre, I'd want to go make high quality photocopies of this. Maybe he has made high quality photocopies of this. Orbson, Yellendeer, Thendune. Look at this over here. Look how detailed and close knit all of these things are. And you can still tell exactly what's going on. Look, this one pyramid just happens to have all this extra detail, like so much extra detail. Look at that. Those rocks have so much extra detail. Do you know how many hours and hours and hours must have been spent? Look at the detail in the floating isles. Each island meticulously drawn out. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I would so totally use this map. I would totally run a campaign based on this world. So incredibly well done. I'll bet your players are like so grateful to have. What in the heck is this? Is that a monster? It's like a monster from Dune. It's like one of those sandworms, or maybe it's like a monument of some kind. Whatever it is huge. Just absolutely incredible. What an incredible job. Well done. I look at the detail in this, like, I don't know if this is a lake or it looks like a fault line, or maybe it's like a cliff and then there's water at the bottom. I wonder how long it took to make this. And I'll bet you that there was a level of it done, but then I'll bet it's been gone back over many times with details added in, because there are so many little fine points of detail. I'll bet you that this map has been worked on for dozens of hours. Dozens of hours. Even the writing is really well done. Like there's almost like the creator had their own font. This is like Navarre font. Could totally make a font out of that and put it on Canva. Just amazing. And that was Angil Terra by Navarre. 2 outstanding thumbs up. All 3 of these maps are incredible. Every single one of them was just, I'm blown away. And maybe part of the reason I'm so blown away by all 3 of them is because I'm not a map maker myself. I've always kind of struggled with maps. I've always kind of been like, man, I wish I could make a nice map, and I have always just been so impressed by people who could create their own maps. And so these 3 maps just blew me away. And I want to give a huge shout out to John Haney for running this contest, to the other counselors in the GM Philosophy Discord for managing these contests, and a big shout out to all of the creators who made it happen. Mike, Crimson Lord, and Navarre. You people rock. You are creating amazing stuff. And these aren't even the only maps that were in the contest. These were just the winners. There were a bunch of maps in the contest. And we've launched other contests, and we're going to be running other contests. And so big thank you to all the creators who make this kind of stuff happen in the Discord. This is what I love to see. People doing their awesome creative stuff and sharing it with others, making the gaming world, the TTRPG world, a better place for game masters, also for players. But here on GM Philosophy Discord, we serve game masters. And so I just want to give a big thank you to them. Another thing that I want to mention is that these videos, this Discord, this YouTube channel, all of it is only made possible through the support of our generous contributors, people who buy our ebook products and people who sign up for our Ko-Fi memberships. I especially want to give a shout out to Craig. Thank you so much, Craig, being our first gold membership supporter. You helped the channel so much. Huge shout out, deserved. Thank you so much for your support. I want to encourage you to check out our Ko-Fi membership. Link is in the description. You want to sign up and support the channel, support the awesome stuff going on at GM Philosophy, then I would encourage you to do that. Plus, when you sign up for our Ko-Fi membership at any level, you gain access to our entire ebook library, and at the silver level, you gain access to our entire compendium collection, which grows every single month. So you get a lot of cool benefits, save a lot of money if you want access to the whole collection of GM Philosophy products. The only way that we can continue to move forward and make awesome videos, run an awesome Discord, and do all the stuff we do is through the generous contributions from viewers like you. And that, my friends, is going to be a wrap. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode of GM Philosophy in the Morning. I'm here every single day creating videos with the best game in the world, D&D. Roll some D100s for me at your next game. I will see you awesome people on the next one.